I'm Sally, and today I'm traveling to London with my friends Kim and Brian. We'll take off from San Francisco International Airport. This airport is very modern with all the amenities of an international airport. It's pretty crowded, but you don't feel cramped or confined. You will easily find a place to sit and relax comfortably, and you don't feel stuffy or having difficulty breathing.
A fun thing at the airport is that you can go into a lounge while waiting to board your plane. Not everybody has access to lounge. To gain lounge access, you either have to fly business class, or you are using certain types of credit cards, or you have priority pass, which either provided by some credit card companies or you buy your own membership. With lounge access, you can enjoy free meals and especially the wine and beer. Meals are okay, not very exceptional, but there is plenty of wine and beer for you to enjoy. Let's hear from my friend Brian, who is traveling with me about United Airlines business class.
Hi everyone, this is Brian. We are so excited flying business class today, ensuring a 10-hour flight without any fatigue. The ticket price is about $5,000 both ways. It's a bit pricey, but worth every penny. You will be served champagne as soon as you board the plane. Then, there is a lavish meal like in a 5-star restaurant, including appetizers, main course, and dessert. You can choose from various types of wine, white wine, red wine, rosé, or champagne. After eating, you can watch a movie or recline your seat and sleep. Two hours before the plane lands, you will be served another meal. After eating, freshen up to look your best when you meet your loved ones. I enjoyed the flight. I believe you do too, right, Kim?
Yes, Brian. Time's flying. It doesn't feel like 10 hours. The plane has landed. The first impression is that Heathrow Airport is modern, comparable to San Francisco Airport. We will walk for about 5 to 10 minutes to reach the immigration checkpoint. Here, passengers are divided into two groups. One group has to meet with an officer to present their immigration documents, while the other group just need to scan their passport through the automated system. If you are a US citizen, you belong to the second group. The automated system will take your photo on the spot and check your documents. If there is nothing suspicious, it will open the gate for you to pass through. However, if there is something not quite right, it will take another photo. If it fails 2 or 3 times, it will direct you to see an officer. Now let's go and claim our baggage, Brian.
Sure, Kim. The baggage claim area is crowded or not depends on the number of planes landing at the same time. On a quiet day, you can get through customs and reach the baggage claim area within 45 minutes. Heathrow Airport is about an hour's drive from central London, possibly longer if there is traffic. Taxis charge by the meter, with a fare of approximately $200 from the airport to Tower Bridge in the city centre. London taxis are black, with passengers sitting facing each other. We rented an Airbnb near Tower Bridge. The route from the airport to there is quite long. Sitting in the taxi takes a while, but it's okay. The scenery along the way is quite interesting. Depending on the route the driver chooses, you may have the chance to pass through the commercial hub of Kensington High Street. London's largest park, Hyde Park. Westminster Abbey where Prince William and Duchess Kate got married. The Big Ben Tower with the clock. The Tower of London, and the famous Tower Bridge spanning the Thames, the longest river in England.
Now let me introduce you to the house I rented. Usually you have two options, staying at a hotel or renting a short-term house, commonly known as an Airbnb. The prices are generally not much different. In a hotel, you get daily service. Renting a short-term house gives you additional space such as living room, dining room, kitchen, along with a washer and dryer, but you won't have daily housekeeping services. The house we rented is right in the commercial center of London. It's very clean, cute, and fully equipped with amenities. During the 40s in London, I didn't need to travel far, just walking was enough to reach interesting places. The house has 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and cost around $450 per night, which is comparable to hotel rates. It is on the 4th floor and has an elevator, a convenience not all houses in London have. This house is a bit noisy because there is a bar on the ground floor. Londoners often stop by bars after work, chatting and laughing until late at night. If you are a light sleeper, this house might not be suitable for you. For me, after a tiring day of exploring, I can sleep despite the noise from the bar downstairs. How about you, Brian?
I don't have noise issue either, Kim. I really like the location of the house. The famous Gherkin building is only about 500 meters away. It looks somewhat like a giant bullet, a unique modern architecture that won the Emporis Skyscraper Award in 2003. The story goes that, during its construction, the remains of a young girl buried there about 1,600 years ago were discovered. The bones were kept at the Museum of London for 3 years before being reburied at this building. The tombstone reads, "To the spirits of the dead, the unknown young girl from Roman London lies buried here." I didn't see the tomb when I was outside the building, possibly because I wasn't paying attention. This is my 3rd visit to London, and this time I felt the unique structure of the city, a harmonious blend of the old and the new. Paris is classic, New York is modern, and London is both. It's quite close from where I am staying to another London's landmark, the Tower Bridge. I just need to cross 2 main streets to get there. On the way to Tower Bridge, I pass by a pub. The special thing is that in England, people are allowed to stand and drink outside, and they don't need to cover their glasses like they do in the US. Listen to how they laugh and chat so joyfully.
Yes, London is full of energy, and it is also the misty London with many legends. My friend Sally knows a good one of the Tower Bridge, which we are about to visit.
Yes, Kim. The legend is that long ago, before the majestic Tower Bridge stood over the Thames, the people of London often faced a wild, unpredictable river that frequently caused floods and chaos for residents. According to legend, under the murky waters of the Thames lived ancient spirits protecting the river's natural flow. They despised the idea of a bridge, believing it would disrupt the balance of the river. Therefore, all efforts to build a bridge were thwarted by mysterious forces. Desperate to find a solution, the city's elders sought the advice of a saint living in the Tower of London. The wise sage advised them to build a magnificent bridge to appease and honor the River Thames guardian spirits. The people of London began constructing a bridge of unparalleled beauty and strength. They adorned it with Gothic arches and tall towers, making it a sight to behold. When the bridge was completed, they held a grand ceremony, offering gold and silver, and performed dances and songs to please the spirits. On the night of the ceremony, as the moonlight bathed the bridge in a silver glow, the River Thames guardian spirits rose from the depths. They were majestic beings, their forms shimmering like water. They inspected the bridge, their eyes sparkling with approval. Moved by the city's efforts to honor them, they decided to bless the bridge and its inhabitants. They declared that as long as the bridge stood, it would protect the city from floods and disasters. They also appointed 2 guardians, one for each tower, to watch over the bridge.
Thanks, Sally. Tower Bridge is not just a structure spanning the river, it is a symbol of harmony between human and nature. To this day, it is said that if you listen closely on a quiet night, you can hear the whispers of the River Thames guardian spirits ensuring the city's prosperity and peace.
Along the Thames River, there are many eateries, clothing shops, souvenir stalls, and other fun services. Today, as I walked past here, I saw an advertisement for a custom poetry service where you pay whatever you like. My wife laughed and said, "Dear, you should set up a little booth here to compete. You write poems, I collect the money, okay?" At home, I often write silly poems to tease everyone, but doing that here would just get me into trouble. I remember a famous cafe in Vienna, Austria. You can sit there, sip a coffee, and if you're inspired to write a poem, or copy one of your own, you get the coffee for free. Such unique places are hard to forget.
When strolling along the riverbank, be sure to visit Hayes Galleria. Sitting there with a coffee, watching people pass by, is quite enjoyable. This place used to be a tea import dock back in the 19th century. By 1980, it was redeveloped and now serves as a mixed-use space with offices and retail shops. Hayes Galleria is covered by beautiful iron arches and a glass roof, creating a bright and airy space. At the center of the Galleria, there is a notable artwork called the Canhacviet by David Kemp. This piece was created to commemorate the area's maritime history.
Along the banks of the River Thames, there is another historic structure, the Tower of London, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The Tower of London has existed for over 1,000 years. It has been used for various purposes, as a royal palace during times of unrest, a fortress, a treasury, but it is most famously known as a prison. Many notable figures were imprisoned and executed here, such as Queen Anne Boleyn, a remarkable figure remembered for her intelligence, charm, and the dramatic events of her life and death. King Henry VIII of England was so enamored with her that he divorced his wife and made her queen. However, it was also Henry who fabricated stories to depose her and replace her with a new lover. She was accused of adultery, incest, treason, and was beheaded at the Tower of London. The tower is said to be haunted by her ghost. Don't forget to purchase tickets to visit this 1,000-year-old tower. According to legend, at least 6 ravens must be kept at the tower to prevent the fall of the monarchy. The presence of these ravens is maintained to this day. The tower is guarded by the yeoman warders, commonly known as beefeaters, who were historically paid with beef. Only in the past, nowadays, they receive proper salaries.
The house we rented is right in the financial district of London. Locals often call it the city or square mile because it covers an area of about 1 square mile. Historically, this area has existed since Roman times, around 47 to 50 AD. When walking on the streets, you might notice some buildings with small plaques on the walls, briefly stating that this plot is a site of certain historical landmark. Today, Square Mall is one of the world's leading financial centers, home to many banks, including the Central Bank of the United Kingdom, which has been located here since 1694. The London Stock Exchange, the oldest and largest in the world, is also situated here. Photos of this area show a blend of new and old, with skyscrapers interspersed with centuries-old architecture. An interesting fact: this part of London has 350,000 people working here during the day. Yes, 350,000 people, but only about 5,000 residents. As a result, restaurants only open for lunch, and by nighttime, almost everyone has gone home, leaving the area quite deserted.
Also located in the square mile is St. Paul's Cathedral, built over 300 years ago, the site of Prince Charles and Princess Diana's wedding. Visiting Europe means you get to see many cathedrals, similar to visiting temples in Japan. Each place is unique and impressive. St. Paul's Cathedral isn't that old, but it has the largest dome in the world. It consists of 3 domes, an outer dome, a middle dome for structural support, and an inner dome visible from the cathedral's interior. You have to pay to enter, about £20 to £30, if I remember correctly. The cathedral is very beautiful, characterized by grandeur, impressive use of light and shadow, and intricate decorations. From the floor to the top of the dome, there are 2 levels of circular balconies around the dome. You need to climb 257 steps, about 30 meters, to reach the first balcony. The effort is worth it, not just to look down and admire the intricate patterns and designs on the floor but also to visit the Whispering Gallery. Why is it called the Whispering Gallery? Well, if you stand facing the wall and whisper something, and your friend puts her ear to the wall opposite the dome, 34 meters away, she will hear your whisper. My spouse and I tried it, but neither of us could hear the other. Architecturally, this is possible due to sound waves traveling along the curvature of the wall. St. Paul's Cathedral has the largest crypt in Europe, housing the tombs of many famous figures, such as Sir Christopher Wren, the cathedral's designer. I don't know much about these figures, and the strange smell of the crypt didn't make it very enjoyable for me. Luckily, there are no mummies on display here.
And let me talk a bit about dining in London. There are many restaurants in London and they are quite diverse. Whatever type of cuisine from around the world you are interested in, you'll find here. The prices are similar to those in the US. Near where we are staying is Leadenhall Market. This is a market that stands out architecturally, located in the heart of London's financial district. It's famous for its intricate Victorian architecture. Historically, it's been a commercial center since the 14th century. Do you remember which street it's on, Brian?
The market is on Leadenhall Street, Kim. It is known for its variety of shops and eateries. You can find all sorts of products, from specialty foods and fresh produce to fine wines and unique gifts. I visited in the late afternoon, so only a few places were still open. Did you know that part of a Harry Potter film was shot here? When you visit, you might feel like you're in Diagon Alley from the movie. Besides its film connection, the market is a favorite destination for both locals and tourists, offering a blend of historical charm and modern conveniences.
Let's go to Duck and Waffle Restaurant, Brian. This restaurant was established in 2012, located on the 40th floor of the 110 Bishopgate building. And because it's on the 40th floor, you will have a great view of London. The wait for the elevator can be a bit long, though. The restaurant has a lively atmosphere with traditional British cuisine combined with broad European influences. It welcomes customers 24/7. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, happy hours, late night meals, dessert, basically all-day dining from dawn to dusk and then from dusk to dawn. Depending on how much you eat and which dishes you choose, the cost varies. If you have £50 in your pocket, you'll be good. The staff is very attentive and friendly. Beautiful view, delicious food. I will definitely visit again.
If you want to have breakfast at a traditional restaurant, I recommend Bill's Baker Street Restaurant. This restaurant is near the Sherlock Holmes Museum. If you plan to visit the museum, you should combine it with a traditional English breakfast here. The breakfast price ranges from £10 to £20. Beautiful restaurant, polite staff, delicious food, and many local customers. How do I know the locals come here? Because the staff knows the customers' names and how they talk to each other. In this picture, looking from the window, you can see the Japanese restaurant Itsu. This is a chain of Japanese fast food restaurants in London, tasty, fresh, clean, beautiful, and reasonably priced. Especially 30 minutes before closing, the dishes are 50% off. The restaurant advertises Eat Beautiful, which means the food is delicious and healthy, beautifully presented, the staff is lovely, and the restaurant is harmoniously and modernly decorated. I like this restaurant a lot, and you can find it all over London.
If you enjoy Thai food, there is a great Thai restaurant near the Sherlock Holmes Museum called Mortar and Pestle Thai Restaurant. I'm not sure if it was because I was really hungry that day, but the food tasted amazing, and I had to go back the next day for another meal. It was still delicious. If you are craving a spicy Taiwanese dish, I invite you to visit the Don Don restaurant near London Tower, about a 20-minute walk away. This is also a good restaurant with reasonable prices and is located in a complex of luxury apartments, some shopping stores, and entertainment venues. In the center of this area, there is a fountain with 6 bronze horse sculptures by sculptor Mickey. These horses belong to 6 different breeds, vividly expressing the artist's desire to portray the ultimate joy when freed from hard work. The sculpture was unveiled in 2015 and quickly became a local tourist attraction.
"5 days in London, and there are still many places I haven't explored. The first time I visited in 2015, I didn't quite appreciate its beauty and unique character. If you had asked me then, I would have said it was similar to the US, perhaps partly because both countries speak the same language. The second visit in 2022, I started to notice the differences. And on my third visit, in 2024, I wouldn't hesitate to tell you that I plan to visit England for a 4th time. There are still so many places to explore, such as wandering the ancient campuses of Oxford and Cambridge, feeling like a student full of ambitions and dreams. Goodbye, London. Tomorrow, we will take a bus to Southampton, where we will board the MSC cruise ship to visit Scotland and Norway. There are many more exciting stories to share with you. Bye for now.